Lena was sitting at her sewing machine, desperate. She said, "Ole, I need to make a new outfit by tonight and I don't have any material." "No material," Ole said. "What about all those scraps you've been collecting in the closet?" Lena says, "Ole, I used up all the scraps. I have no material and I have to make an outfit by tonight." Ole says, "Lena, why don't you go to the fabric store and buy some fabric? Make yourself an outfit for tonight." And Lena says, "Ole, it's Labor Day. Fabric store is not open. What shall I do? I need to make something by tonight." So Ole, trying to be the good husband, thinks and thinks and thinks. He's got an idea. He runs down to the kitchen, returns to the sewing room with a big wad of cash, a whole stack of bills. He hands these over to Lena and he says, "Here, Lena, make some clothes out of these. Sew these together. Don money." Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Happy September. Thanks for joining me in the card closet for another episode. This is episode number 524. So we're going to do that mystery man thing we always do. This guy had 524 career doubles, which is 49th on the all-time list. He is a junk wax rookie. He had rookie cards in 1989. Bowman, Donruss, Fleer, and Upper Deck. Did not get a rookie card in Topps, which they missed out on. They did get him into the 1989 Topps traded for his first Topps card. This man was Mr. 90s, in my opinion. He probably, I didn't check this, but he probably had more Donruss Diamond King cards than any other player. He had them in 1990, 93, 94, 95, 97, 98, 2001, and then he had them those years where the Diamond Kings became their own set with 175 cards. He was in all those as well. Lots of Diamond King cards for this guy. 1990 Topps had a gold rookie cup on it. He had an all-star card in 1991 Topps. 1993 Topps, he had an all-star card, which he shared with Andy Van Slyke. 1994 Topps, he had an all-star card that he shared with Len Dykstra. 1995 Topps, he had an all-star card that he shared with Barry Bonds. 1999 Topps, he was on the American League Home Run Leaders card. And same with 2000 Topps, and he shared that card with Mark McGwire. In 2001 Topps, he had a highlight card for becoming the youngest player to hit 400 home runs. And in 2005 Topps, he had a highlight card for hitting his 500th home run on Father's Day, which is significant because his dad played Major League Baseball. His last Topps card was 2010. So his Topps run ran from 1989 Topps traded through 2010. He was the first overall pick in the 1987 draft at 17 years of age. He made his Major League debut as a 19-year-old in 1989 on opening day. So a lot of people make their Major League debut during the season or at the end of a season. When things are winding down, they get pulled up from the minors for the last month or so of the season. This guy actually made his debut on opening day, and he was the starter for many, many years going forward. So the 1990s really were his time. I think he was the best player of the 1990s. Every season from 1990 through 1999, the entire decade, he was an all-star, and he won a Gold Glove. In that decade, he was a 7-time Silver Slugger. He was a 3-time Home Run Derby champion. And 3 different times he made a run at 61 home runs. At that time, that was the number, that was the all-time record. And he made 3 serious runs at it. One of those years he was on pace to be just a couple short, and the strike ended any chance of it. That entire decade he spent with the Seattle Mariners. In 2000, he was traded to the Cincinnati Reds, and he had one solid season with the Reds, but then he had a lot of injuries. Played with the Reds into the 2008 season, and then he finished the 2008 season with the Chicago White Sox. And then in 2009 and 2010, he finished up with the Seattle Mariners. He had incredible stats, but oh, what could have been if he had remained healthy the second half of his career. His 630 home runs are 7th all time. His 1,600 runs are 34th. 2,700 hits are 53rd. 1,800 RBIs are 17th. And 5,200 total bases, 16th all time. He had several nicknames: The Kid, The Natural, and Junior. That one should give it away. He's got the same name as his dad. Let me know in the comments if you were able to get Ken Griffey Jr. Going for his double total in this episode. Maybe we'll see him again when we get to episode 630. All right, Ken Griffey Jr. is going to listen in on this episode. So this episode is going to be a pre-war Galore. Got a lot of pickups here that have been coming in, and one of them works off on one more card off my all-time Red Sox list project. The rest are either upgrades or filling out team sets where players weren't in the main set that I was going with. So let's start with all the T's, and we'll go in order of the T's. So first one will be T202, and this one is Joe Wood and Tris Speaker sharing a card. This one falls under my project of trying to see how many Tris Speaker cards, tobacco cards, I can get. So I know I've got T200, T202 now, T205, T206, T207, and T214, I think it is. But just a wonderful card. It's got Tris Speaker there sliding into third base on the photo. Shares the card with another legendary Red Sox pitcher, Joe Wood. And this is Hassan Cork Tip Cigarettes, the Oriental Smoke, from Factory 649, the 1st District of New York. So I picked up the other T202 raw or ungraded that speaker is on, but this one I really like the photo better. So I'll have to decide if I want to keep the other one and have them both, or if one is enough. The Kool-Aid card, if you remember that. So Tris Speaker, start things off today. Let's move up to T204. This is filling out the 1909 set, team set for me. Doc Gessler, he is not in the T206 set, which is for 1909 with the Red Sox, so had to go to the Ramley to get him. It's a nice looking card for a Ramley. It does have the John Mangini stamp on the back. This was from Factory 466 in the 3rd District of Massachusetts. Ramley Turkish Cigarettes. This was the last Red Sox player I needed for this set. Doc Gessler. I tried to get him at the National, didn't see it anywhere. I did buy, as I showed you in my National videos, I did buy another Red Sox player at the National. The seller told me that Doc Gessler is one of the toughest ones in the set to get. I couldn't corroborate that with any research I did, but since it was the last one I needed, I had never seen it before. Maybe he's onto something there, but had to stretch a little bit to get this, and I did that for that fact, because he had told me if you ever see it, pay extra for it if you have to, because you may never see it again. I trusted this seller. I've seen him in other people's, I didn't know him, but I've seen him in other people's videos, and they all speak highly of him. So finished off the Red Sox T204 there with Doc Gessler. Let's move along to T207. So I've been sitting on this Heine Wagner card as part of my team set. I do have the whole team set, but Heine Wagner here was one that I had marked mentally for an upgrade, and I was able to do that. This is the upgrade right here. So as you can see, it's only a 2, but it looks really sharp, especially compared to this. The corners on this one compared to this one. Back sides, big difference as well. So very glad to upgrade that. The ungraded T207s that I have are getting to be smaller and smaller in number. This one I will be making available in some form or fashion, maybe on Net 54, because I'm up to about 4 tobacco cards now. So that's an upgrade. Another upgrade. So this was my Ira Thomas in my Red Sox set. Poor condition, obviously. Paper loss. Looks like it was kept underneath some of those little corner flaps and tucked in there and got stuck or something over time, or taped. So I upgraded that one with this copy. So one more upgrade complete. Compare the backs. There you go. So Wagner and Thomas are upgraded, and I'm happy with those. All right, here's one that actually counts towards my all-time Red Sox team set project, because it's from 1917, which Collins McCarthy is generally the brand I'm going for that year. But this one I got in the Boston store back, same picture, but this is Olaf Henriksen. Boston store. I think there's an old video where I actually went into Google Maps and went on location and showed where Boston store was and what's there today. I'm not going to do that every time I get one, but so Olaf Henriksen is the third to the last card I need for Red Sox 1917. Let's get the list out here. This one's going to count under Collins. So instead of 3, I now need 2. Harry Hooper and Babe Ruth. I'll never own the Ruth. Ruth is at least a 6-figure card in any condition. So I'm okay with that. It's fun just seeing how many I can obtain. In the 1921, the team set I'm looking to fill or have filled is American Caramel, but there's a gentleman that is not in that set, so to round out that set a little better, I went with this 1921 Oxford Confectionery of Del Pratt. I think this is the first time I've owned one of these graded, and never realized how straight and sharp they could be. Most of the ones I've seen have been rounded and almost so poor a condition you wondered if they were hand cut. So this is Del Pratt, 1921, Oxford Confectionery out of Oxford, Pennsylvania. I think I might have to look that one up sometime too. The following star baseball players of both major leagues make up the complete set of lithographed cards, one of which is wrapped with each piece of caramel. So it was either a really big piece of caramel. I mean, it obviously wasn't ever folded, so it must have just been a big chunk of caramel. I'll have to do a little research on that. I'm kind of curious about that. I know a lot more about the tobacco issues than the candy issues. But anyway, Mr. Pratt. See if we can find room for you there. There we go. And that's it, guys. That's the pre-war pickups that have come in recently. So making some headway on those projects. And it's a fun one. It's a real fun project. Don't forget, got a Ted Williams giveaway going on for my 1,000 subscriber contest. Got to look back a few videos to find out the rules for that. Getting a lot of entries. We're having a lot of fun with it. Appreciate you all entering. And I can't wait to pick a winner. That drawing will be somewhere after 9/10. Today's 9/1, so 9 more days to get your entry in. Thanks, everybody. Take care. God bless.